It's not uncommon for people to change their careers several times over the course of their lifetime. But if you've been laid off recently or just need to set out on a new course, it takes more than a leap of faith to make the transition. Well, Kimberly Bishop is a top recruiter and job search expert and joins us now. Welcome, Kimberly.
Hi.
Hi. With so many people unemployed, what are the realities of changing careers?
Well, the reality is it requires work and planning on the part of the job seeker, and it really starts with doing research. It's about researching where those in-demand career fields are going forward. And one of the ways people can research that is by looking at the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics Occupational Handbook, which identifies some of those fields that will be most important going forward. And then the second step is about identifying your transferable skills. It's about going through your career history and looking at where you've had great accomplishments, where you've had experiences that will be applicable going forward. Sometimes people will find that they have gaps, that they need to get new experiences, that they need to potentially add a degree or some additional coursework. And in that case, they may need to go back to school, and there are places like DeVry University where people can do things online or do things on campus to offer that flexible scheduling. And then it's from there that, people can get involved in different things where they may do volunteer work, they may do an internship to get some additional exposure and build up those skill sets.
Well, Kimberly, where do you see the high-growth career fields right now?
Well, areas like healthcare management, accounting, information security, those are some of the fields that have been identified. And at the same time, we have to remember that every company has certain functional positions they will always need. Things like sales, things like legal, accounting, HR support. And so building skills and experiences in those functional areas can be easily transferable between industries.
You're talking a lot about transferable skills. Can you explain what that's about?
Well, it's about getting beyond your job title. People will often just talk about their career as it relates to the job title that they had. And what we're talking about are what are some of the very specific things that you did well in your career. Were you good at working with people? Are you good at project management? Did you have success in certain kinds of financial management? Those kinds of things are skill sets that are always identified on job descriptions and job specs, and that's how you can figure out how what you've done in the past can help you as you go forward.
So basically, are you saying that they can just really use those skill sets to enter a new career field, that you really don't need specific experience?
Well, sometimes you do and sometimes you don't, and that's why it's important to do this research. What I suggest to people is once you've identified what your skill sets are and your experiences, then start looking at some of the job descriptions for the kind of positions you might be interested in the fields that you might be interested in. And it will always identify on there what are the skills that are required. Those are called the non-negotiables. It will always say required. It's a must-have. And that way you can figure out what are the things that I must have done in the past versus the things that are nice-to-haves.
Now, why is career change networking different than regular networking?
Well, people will say networking, and what that often means is they're just out talking with and meeting with everyone that they know. In job search networking or in career change networking, you may not have that network in the field that you need to find that opportunity. So you need to build a new network, and you need to enhance your network. And one of the ways that people can do that is by going to industry or association events in the field that you're interested in. A lot of people think they already have to be in that field to attend those things, and that's just not the case. And you can go to a networking event and meet people in a new field. You can share with them why you're there, that you're looking for opportunity, and you'll be surprised, what you can learn and what you can find out about companies and opportunities, and it opens the doors to a whole new network that you didn't have before.
What a lot of people don't seem to understand is that there are many people out there who've changed careers. I know I've done it at least 2 or 3 times.
Mm-hmm. It's more common than people think. And, it's work and it's effort and it requires a process. I made a career change myself, and it requires a lot of planning. Everything, again, from Where are the careers at going forward? What are my skill sets that I bring to the table? Let's not underestimate the importance of people thinking about where they need to be compensation-wise as they move forward in their career. But with some planning and doing some research and going through these steps, people can be very successful at it, and it can lead to great rewards.
And what impact has social media taken on in the career change process?
It's been huge. It's really important for people to have a multidimensional approach to their job search. They need to do some things through the traditional methods, but at the same time, building a profile on LinkedIn, having a professional profile on Facebook is really important, and it needs to be complete. It needs to have your contact information. It needs to have information about your experiences so that if a company or a recruiter finds you through one of those vehicles, they're able to contact you and understand what you bring to the table. So at the same time, a lot of positions are posted that way, so you can find opportunities that way too.
So recruiters do check in on those types of social pages?
Absolutely. Absolutely, every day.
That's great. Kimberly, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate all the information you've shared with us today.
Thank you.
There's more Connecticut Style coming your way right after this.